Hi everyone, I'm Jamila.
And today we are having the sex talk, and we are going to talk about
gender.
The sex talk.
There's so much change that's happening. There's so many new elements that are coming into play that we were not trained on in our programs, in our clinical programs. And so here we are in the midst of learning along with other people.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that has come up for me a lot is using different pronouns, coming out of this language that we have around like he and she and
it being connected to genitals and basically I guess this is what we're discovering. How do sex therapists escape the gender binary? How do we and support our clients to do that?
Right. I think that is the first step, is having some humility around it.
And I think it's just important to have that conversation and to invite people to give us support, to give us correction. And I don't want to be afraid of that.
It is difficult to have to constantly correct someone when they're saying...
That's exhausting.
That's exhausting. It's like having to educate your therapist or your friend or anybody on the fact that your pronoun may not be he or she and that it's they. And people say, well, you don't look like a they. Well, what does that really mean? Right.
And we never want to minimize or dismiss or invalidate their who they are. And so, yeah, for me, over the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years, there's been a lot of work on how do I dismantle within myself what I have been taught gender is, what are my own expectations around it, how I've been trapped by it, and then how do I support other people to not be trapped by it so that we're all, in a sense, collaboratively, mutually liberating.
We've been living in these spaces for a really long time. We've been living in spaces that are not about the gender binary. You know, if you've been in queer spaces, if you've been in any LGBTQ spaces, there is
some of the kink spaces that you go to, gender falls away.
Yeah, gender falls away, and we're comfortable with that. However, we're still defaulting to using these words that are very binary, even though we don't necessarily feel that or see that. And that way of speaking can be really powerful. And so how do we undo this very, very, steeped way of speaking? It's the way we see things, too.
What I'm fascinated by is following certain people on social media who inspire me, staying current with books. Like, I'm always looking for resources. So I'm very passionate. Like, if people know of a cool resource, a book, a person, anything, like, send me information, send us information.
Please post your comments down below, because we want to stay educated. We want anyone who's watching this to stay informed as well.
Right.
We want the information to spread like wildfire, basically, so that we can be part of the process of change.
Oh my God, we're all suffering when there's a gender binary. Like, that's the thing of I, at this point, identify as a femme. Like, that is right for me. And I've had to look back on what I was indoctrinated with about what femininity means.
Who owns masculinity? Do men own masculinity? Like, where does that come from? And how can we dismantle that?
But yeah, I feel like this is one of a series of conversations about this that I'm excited to have, that I have all sorts of feelings about. As I like to say, I am not bored.
Yes, and we want to stay informed, and we want to help spread the word of information. So, again, please comment down below. Any resources, books, documentaries,
people
videos.
To follow online.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.